Yo, welcome back to the video, guys. Hope everyone's having a great day. And yeah, today's a massive day in the market. Obviously, we know that it's FOMC today. I told you guys this morning. There's still 12 hours until the data comes out. So I still think that the market can definitely move before FOMC, but I think it's going to be very quiet today throughout the whole day. So getting trades today might be a little bit tricky. But obviously we're going to analyze the market and see what the market brings to us. So yeah, later today is going to be crazy, guys. Obviously we know that FOMC days are massive in terms of volatility, but it's only later tonight, so it's not going to really affect our current trades for the day if we do have any. But it's yesterday. Obviously we took out the highs and then took out the lows. So I want to speak about what's happening in terms of the market. Obviously, the market is currently just ranging until FOMC. So I don't think there's going to be much price action movements there until we see the data come out. But very, very important day today, guys. Huge day. Okay, so let's chat about what happened yesterday. Obviously, yesterday we saw a dump for Bitcoin and majority of the market. Okay, and the problem is right now, Bitcoin was at that level. So I'll speak about it. It's at 116,000 level. We can't take out that high. We try to break out multiple times, and then we keep getting rejected from that zone. Okay, and then right now, if you look at Bitcoin, you can see that we are currently, in this bullish fair value gap, and structurally right now it's not looking too good. The problem is because if you look at the lower time frames, have a look here. What can you notice? Can you notice something here? Okay. We have a high here, a lower high, and another lower high, right? And you can see how we just broke this low over here this morning. So we did break structure this morning. Very, very high possibility that we just come down here for Bitcoin. And the reason why I say that is because if you look at the chart, when you break structure like this, you could even draw a trend line over here. People would say this is a head and shoulders pattern. Whatever you call it, this is still a break of structure in terms of the lower time frames. Okay, but the thing is, as long as Bitcoin does hold this higher time frame fair value gap, it should be fine, right? But what I'm expecting, if you look at the 1 hour time frame, if Bitcoin were to come up, there is some key levels to look at, right? So we have this zone over here, beautiful zone sitting right over here. Okay, so if Bitcoin were to come up, I would be looking at a potential short at around about 113,700. Very, very strong zone. We have this order block sitting here as well. But for now, I'm not really interested in taking any positions because, shorting right over here, there's like an S&P you could potentially short here, but I just don't really see, a position right now in terms of Bitcoin, for example. But if Bitcoin were to come up and, take out this level over here, then I would be looking at shorting because I want to see price take out this high properly, right? Close above it and then trap people into going long, right? And then it actually flips bearish. So in terms of Bitcoin, structurally right now it's not looking too good. Obviously, like I said, we did break these lows, but as long as we do hold this white box, it should be fine. But yeah, looking at this current price action, if we do draw the fixed range volume profile let's go from here to here. Yeah, we do have this point of control sitting at 111, 300, and that's a beautiful zone. As you can see, it's pretty much this high over here. We had support over here. So this is definitely a bounce zone for Bitcoin. I would be looking at this zone, especially for Bitcoin today, for a potential bounce for FOMC, right? So 108, 800 and 111, 300. These are the two bounce zones potentially for Bitcoin today if we can come lower, right? If let's just say price doesn't, take out this high and we just flip bearish from this current point, there's a high possibility that we do get a bounce from this point of control. I would be looking at maybe having like a small long within this zone over here for Bitcoin, okay? Because if you just look at this range right now, it's like I spoke about this in my other video. I said, Bitcoin's still below this high, is just still currently just ranging, right? Obviously bearish range because we haven't broken out and we're still in this bearish structure because we did break this low over here. So structurally, it's still bearish. I'll be honest with you guys. Structurally, is still bearish because we couldn't even break the highs yesterday. Okay, so just be careful about that for Bitcoin. So right now, not really interested in anything. The only long really I'm interested in is TAL. So yesterday I was speaking about TAL, how we broke out of that channel and then we got a huge pump. I mean, TAL pumped like 10% yesterday off that level. And currently right now, I'm just waiting for this 4-hour time frame to confirm a close back above this level here, and then I'll be looking to long back up to the highs. Very, very tricky today though, because of the current market in terms of FOMC later. So I'm not sure if we're going to get any moves prior. But just what I like to do is I just like to trade whatever the chart tells me, regardless of what's happening. So if Tau is telling me that it's going to go long today, then I'm just going to go long on Tau, right? And if Bitcoin tells me that it's going to range and potentially dump, then we can just look at that, right? But it's not going to affect my decision on Tau, if that makes sense. Because as the problem is with a lot of people, they'll look at Bitcoin and be like, oh, Bitcoin's dumping, and then they look at another chart and be like, oh, but this token actually looks bullish, and then they start getting confused, right? So just treat every token as like an individual token asset, because even yesterday, right, we took a long for Ton. Sorry about that. We took a long for Ton. Let me show you, for example. Have a look at this, right? So this position for Ton, we had that breakout, right? And then Bitcoin was ranging at that point. So look at the time of this, right? It was 2:30. Okay, we go to Bitcoin yesterday. Let's go in the 50 minutes just to see. What was yesterday? Tuesday. 2:30. So Bitcoin did pump a little bit, right? Okay, yeah, it did pump a little bit, but if you look at Ton, the movement was way more explosive, right? So what I'm saying, if Bitcoin ranges, it doesn't mean that the altcoins are going to range as well, right? Because you also have to take into factor the Bitcoin dominance, right? So obviously Bitcoin dominance started pumping late last night, which is why the altcoins did take a bit of a beating. But as long as Bitcoin dominance does stay, below this level over here, below that high, it still should be fine, right? Still should be fine. But what I'm saying is today, just kind of trade what each individual chart shows you, because we're going to get some tokens that are going to pump super hard, some tokens are going to dump super hard, some tokens are going to range. It's all about just trading what the chart actually tells you, okay? So like I said, for Tau, for example, guys, for Tau, that is going to be the long scenario, okay? And then the other setup that I'm looking at is, it's actually a short, I'll be honest with you, for DOT. Not for DOT, it was OP. So if you guys remember the analysis I gave you guys the other day for OP, and I was saying, okay, well, OP's kind of looking bullish in terms of structure. But like I said, if price were to hold this box over here, I'd be looking for a long off the zone, but we lost this level, okay? So because we lost this level, there's a high probability that we just come down here, right? We have liquidity a lot lower, right? We have liquidity sitting here, we have liquidity sitting here, and we lost this level, which is a crucial zone for OP. So the high probability of OP coming down is more likely here. So even just looking at this price action, it looks like we're gonna dump right now. Yeah, this structure is not looking good for OP, because if you look at the 4-hour time frame, because we lost the trend, right? We lost the trend. We lost this massive level over here. It's just looking terrible. We didn't break structure though on the 4-hour in terms of breaking this low, but we broke this low over here, okay? But on the 15, you can see that. Let's have a look at the 1 hour quickly. On the 1 hour time frame, you can just see it's just looking really weak. There's a high probability that OP actually comes down, potentially tests this low today. So just be careful. You can see how some tokens just looking weak, some tokens looking strong. And this is what I'm saying is, you can take shorts, you can take longs on different tokens within the same time period, right? It's definitely possible. So OP's on my radar for shorts today. Potentially just looking to take out, these lows. Stop loss would have to be above this level here. I mean, OP could dump super hard today. Just looking at the structure is just looking terrible. So that's something I'm looking at for OP. Pepe. Yeah, Pepe, we didn't get into Pepe yesterday. I was looking at it, but it was just super chopped. We did get a breakout and then almost just came back below. See, it's not looking good. Pepe also broke the lows. Atom as well. Atom couldn't close above our level that I was waiting for long, right? We were waiting for this trade for so long. Still haven't closed above that level, but honestly, Atom, longing within this zone over here, I think it's a super good risk to reward. SWE, we took that long for SWE last week. Sorry, on Saturday, and it hit TP1 and then came down, hit break even. And then if we just look at the others charts, if you guys remember what I spoke about here, so basically, do you guys remember the COVID crash and we had that massive liquidity sweep to the downside, right? If we do the monthly chart. So just a quick update on the others chart. This is basically just the low cap markets, low cap coins. And essentially, we have a very similar setup to what's happening to the current price action, right? With that monthly close, you can see the next month we had a huge push, and months after that we just kind of just followed up with a massive altcoin rally. I do think that it's possible that we're going to break out, and we do see like potentially like 2 trillion 1.5 trillion within these zones, maybe just 1 trillion for a first target. But as long as we hold this trend over here, and let's just say this monthly candle closes below here, then that's going to be super bad for the altcoin. So as long as we do stay above here, we've got around about a couple more days here, 3 more days until this monthly candle closes. So very interesting to see what's going to happen here on the market. Okay, so I like what's looking here. If it follows similar to what we had in COVID-19 2019-2020 COVID season, I do think that there's a possibility for a breakout. Okay, so just be careful. Longing just random tokens now just because of this chart doesn't make sense. Just trade what you see. Okay, and then Ethereum. Let's have a look at ETH. So yesterday, what I was saying, as long as ETH stays above here, we are like short-term bullish. And like it literally tapped my level perfectly from yesterday, which is crazy. I literally said we should get rejected around about 176, and then it hits 175 pretty much on the dot. So it was a good analysis yesterday. But what I'm saying is, in terms of the 4-hour time frame, structurally, still kind of still above this level here, retested that trend line. I still think there's a possibility for ETH to come higher. But the problem is it's just forming these lower lows and lower highs. Structurally, right now, it's still kind of a little bit bearish here because we broke this low here, we broke these lows. Not looking too good for Ethereum. Okay, so right now it's kind of just we're gonna have to just wait it out today. There's not much we can do within these ranges here, guys. There's not much we can do within these ranges. I mean, that would have been interesting to short that for Solana. I wonder if you guys, any of you guys got the shorts over here for Sol. Very choppy yesterday for Solana. A lot of tokens were super choppy yesterday. But yeah, the only really token I'm looking at today is looking like an OP short, and then potentially a tower long if we can get it. Potentially, right? So those are the 2 trades I'm looking at for the day. I'm going to go over a lot more setups, and I'll provide them in the Telegram group. So if you guys do enjoy these little quick updates, make sure you guys slap a like and subscribe to the channel. And then, yeah, I can't wait to start streaming again. It's going to start on Monday next week. I'll be starting 3 times a week just because I'll have my setup ready and everything sorted by the weekend. So yeah, I appreciate you guys for following along, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. And remember, FOMC is a massive day, so don't go too aggressive. Remember, risk management's really key, especially in days like this. If you are long or if you're short, just make sure you are managing your risk accordingly. But I appreciate you guys for being here, and I'll see you guys in the next one.